Hey Carlos, great to see you, man.
And it's great to see you too, Mark. How are you today?
It's Friday. I'm doing wonderful. Busy.
Awesome.
How about yourself?
Equally, we had a very productive week this week, even though it's a holiday week. So,
Well, happy Good Friday, and let's start with leadership. That's what we're here to talk about. Briefly, give me your perspective of what you think leadership truly is.
leadership is it's really a practice. It's a belief system of demonstrating a lot of passion, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of commitment for building positive emotional relationships with people and putting people together to get things done. At the end of the day, a good leader gets things done. Whether it's it's building a business, it's hitting an achievement milestone, winning a championship, whatever the definition and ultimate outcome is. I think you have to have positive emotional relationships with everyone on a team with the goal of getting big things done.
Now, tell me your title again at Republica,
Yes, I'm the executive vice president and chief marketing officer for Republica.
and your niche is.
Our niche really is we're a cross cultural agency. We help brands and companies and our clients reach and speak to all the multicultural and diverse audiences in terms of their consumers, their customers, and most effectively. That's what we do as a marketing and communications agency.
Now, you've achieved some pretty senior positions and respect and credibility in the community. We've all had influencers in our life. Can you name me someone who was a key influencer in your career, in your life?
Well, I've been blessed to have lots of influencers, bosses, mentors, entrepreneurs, as well as corporate community people. But I start with my father. My father, by far, without him even knowing it, in terms of his own leadership by example when I was a child, was the most profound influencer in my style, in my approach to leadership, and in my belief that leadership systems work.
Um, with respect to that again, and how do you see developing a winning culture in an organization?
Well, winning culture really starts with empowering people, giving the people that are in the organization the opportunity to win and to do things and make mistakes and to innovate while they're out there trying new things and at some points making mistakes. Having a forgiving culture that allows people to make mistakes and that they can learn from. I think that's the only way you really truly innovate. And then I think the other thing that's important with regard to the culture of an organization is uh, success begets success. You know, if you do achieve things, celebrate. Uh, Give people the opportunity to feel the win so that they can gain confidence from that and take it to the next challenge and win again. I mean, in any organization, whether it's a business or a nonprofit or a little league team, you don't just win today. You got to build a culture for winning on an ongoing, sustained basis.
We talk in my language, comparing to sports. Um, we all know communication is key. I'm on the board of a World Language Communications, which is a global translation company. You speak multiple languages. Um, in this day and age, would that be a big part of winning culture as well?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, communication in relevant terms, um, used to be that you could, write or communicate broad messages and get through to people and get through to organizations that you're leading. I think today's social media world is more of a one-on-one level of communication. And if you're building an organization with some talented young people up and coming, fresh out of college, fresh out of grad school, you got to really be very effective in speaking to that audience on a one-on-one basis. You can't just rely on mass communication anymore. And we try, and I try, to really custom and craft communication down to that one-on-one level.
Awesome. You mentioned your dad. Is that who you go to for advice?
I go to dad for advice. I still do. Believe it or not, unlike most most of my friends, I go to my father-in-law for advice too. One of the wisest men I've ever met, having been through an escape from Cuba in his lifetime as a professional, and finding a way to defect to get to the United States, and became a very successful dentist in the United States for many, many years. He's a man of few words, but he's a great advisor. I also have, like everyone, you should always have an inner group, an inner circle of friends and family that you can trust and that trust you, and use you as a sounding board too, to get advice. Can't make it too large, but I always advise, people in mentorship situations to build an inner circle that can last a lifetime in many cases. And the inner circle that I have, that I've been blessed with, includes people from all walks of life in my lifetime.
Yeah, very wise.
Some of which I've had relationships for many, many years, and some that I've had more recently.
Yeah, wise advice. Anything keep you up at night, real quick?
Well, besides my 4 children, as they grow up, little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems is what we like to say. But no, I've been blessed with 4 beautiful children and a great marriage. And you worry about the world that they're growing up in, and the opportunities that they'll have. And yes, that does keep me up at night in terms of worrying about them. As far as business is concerned, I learned a long time ago that it's important to get to leave business when you close your eyes. You really need to get not only your full set of hours of sleep, but the business issues and business worries that keep you up at night. You got to find a way to compartmentalize those. If you're going to be an effective executive in whatever chosen field of endeavor you have.
Smart. I know you. Tell others, how are you making a difference out there in the world?
Well, I think you have to give of yourself, and you got to pay back, and you have to give back. And for those opportunities that you receive in life, you are, it's an obligation, at least for me, to give back. The blessings that you receive, you obviously try to pay forward to others. Living, the definition of leadership we talked about earlier, leading by example, doing those things that you would expect others to do in terms of following your example. And I think it's the most practical way day to day to make a difference.
Sounds good. Last few little quick questions. We've all heard this one before. If there was a leader, someone out there in the past or present you'd love to have dinner with, who would it be?
Great question, and I've been asked that question before, and there's a whole list of people that I could probably give you. The Pope, political leaders, early U.S. presidents, but there is one guy that I've read all his biographies, been to some of his museums, and Winston Churchill. He is one that I'd love to sit down and have a cognac with, really. And just pick his brain about how he, led through the adversity of World War II. I think that's just such a profound set of leadership lessons that he can give us all that I personally would love.
He gets a lot of votes, let me tell you.
I bet he does.
All right, one-word answers before we complete. What's your favorite sport?
Favorite sport is baseball, and in particular, high school baseball.
Awesome. Favorite movie? Do you have one?
Favorite movie, I want to say Forrest Gump.
My favorite too, by the way. Favorite music?
I have a wide, if you got my iPad and went through my music collection, it's all over the place. I love salsa, of course, Latino music, but it's a wide variety.
And favorite food while you're listening to the music?
I'm not going to say Cuban food, although it's a staple in our house, but I love Italian food.
Awesome. Well, good show, man. I really appreciate your time, and we'll see you again soon.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Mark.